Hello everyone, this is Blank. We're going to do more pack openings. This time we got Aetherdrift Collector Booster. I bought this at my local game store. I was actually looking for Final Fantasy and it was all sold out. So I bought this and yeah, I just want to make a nice little pack opening video. Also, the reason why is like creatively have been kind of out of it. Crap, this. Okay, there we go. All right. But yeah, creatively kind of been out of it. Just, I don't know, I'm in like a slump, I guess. But hopefully this can re-spark everything. I will say this is my first time opening collectors packs, so I'm sure I will get something wrong, like a pack trick or whatever that's in here, but we'll figure it out as we go, I suppose. There we go. All right, so there we are. I think there's 15 cards, I think. Yeah, I think there's 15 cards, not 100% sure. I think these are, yeah, they have like a little tear thing right here, so those are a lot easier to open. I guess not, but they're supposed to be easier to open. Let's see. All right, that's not too bad. All right, so I guess we gotta figure out what the trick is. Also, collector stuff, you can get more full arts, you get more rares, you have chances for more mythics. So I'm sure it's gonna be more like this. So let's do 2, 3, 4. Let's try 5. It might be less, it could be more, I don't know. Okay, could be more, but we got a Velohard Bike Borderless. I actually think I have this card, but we don't have the foil, so that's cool. Rangers Aether Hive Borderless. Vigilance. Interesting. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to center for you guys. Whenever you activate an exhaust ability. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I forget that that's how Aetherdrift works, is you use a lot of exhaust abilities. Okay, then you have a forest. So maybe it's 7 then? Yeah, we'll try 7 next time. So full art forest, that's cool. Fang Druid Summoner. Reach, this creature enters, you may search for library and a graveyard. Okay. Interesting. Push the limit. Also, yeah, sorry if I'm reading into all these things. I didn't really get into much of Aetherdrift. So a lot of these cards I'm kind of seeing for the first time. I got some cards, but I did not get a lot of them. Start your engines, max speed. Okay, so sacrifice this creature, copy target spell you control. Okay, interesting. That's honestly not that bad. Okay, so we got Clamorous Ironclad, Menace Crew 3, Cycling 1, or 1 mountain. Interesting. We got Human Knight, Beast Rider Vanguard. Okay. Top 3 cards of your library. All right. But yeah, how have you guys been? Hopefully you've all been well. Hall driver. Yep. Yeah, but yeah, hopefully you've been well. If this is your first time being on the channel, welcome. First and foremost, if you like the content, feel free to subscribe. It's always appreciated. It's great to see the channel always growing. Okay, so yeah, we probably have to do 7. And then Elephant, Insect. And we got Zahur Glory's Past. Okay, legendary creature, zombie cat warrior. Nice. Start your engine, sacrifice another creature, surveil 1. Activate only once each turn. Interesting. Max speed, whenever a non-token creature you control dies, create a 2 or a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. Interesting. So at max speed, technically you could sacrifice a creature, surveil 1, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token, and then just repeat that. Well, no, it's non-token. Yeah, I don't know how that would work, but maybe it can work somewhere. We got Cursed Cloth Wrappings. Zombies you can control get +1/+1. Ooh, that's actually great. I have a zombie deck, so that I might actually put that in there. Target creature card in your graveyard against emblem. Or no, not emblem, embalm. What's embalm? The embalm cost is equal to its mana cost. I gotta figure out what embalm is. I don't know what that is. Hopefully you guys, like, if you guys know what that embalm thing is, let me know in the comments. I'm still new to Magic. I'm like less than a year in. So there's some things I'm not very familiar with. Also, the art is really cool. Ooh, Valor's Flagship Mythic. Flying for strike lifelink. Oh, I actually have this card. I have the normal art, so this is the borderless, which is really cool. Non-foil, but Stride Hanger Automaton. Creature that gets or Thopters get +1/+1. Okay. Also, yeah, so this is only the first pack. Oh, we got a second one. Non-borderless. Interesting. Okay. Very cool. Yeah. Also, this video is probably gonna be very long, so hopefully you guys don't mind that. Where did I put the land? Oh, there it is. But yeah, hopefully you guys don't mind. We'll probably start picking up a little bit faster once we start opening up a few packs. Yeah, the same thing again. Okay, no issue. So, reminder, there's 7 cards. That's what we're gonna plan for. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 should give us the land on top. I must have did it wrong. Oh well. So we got Skybox Fairy. Okay, maybe I just counted wrong. I don't know. We'll try again next time, I guess. Mountain, very nice. Apocalypse Runner. Okay, so target creature you control with power 2 or less gains lifelink. Interesting. So does that mean, yeah, I guess you could tap it instead of crewing it. Nice. Also, its power is 6/5. I don't know if that was in screen or not. Cloudspire Sky Cycle. So obviously, also if you never seen any Aetherdrift stuff, it's a lot of vehicles. A lot of pilots, stuff like that. Mountains and vehicles you control get +1/+1, or mounts and vehicles. I don't know why I said mountains. This creature saddles mounts and crews vehicle as though it had, this creature saddles mounts and vehicle and crews vehicles as though its power were 2 greater. Oh, so essentially, if you have a vehicle that's crew 4, it could. Okay, that's very, very interesting. Skybox Fairy, flying crew 2. Okay, so that one could technically crew this. Oh no, yeah, of course it could. Dynamite Diver. Okay. Saddles, mounting. Oh, same thing. Okay, nice. And then it deals. Okay. Nice little ramp thing. We got Bloodfell Caves foil. That's actually really cool. Just regular art. Like, yeah, look at that. That's cool. We got Stystreak Engineer. Thopter. Salvation Engine Mythic. 610. Wow. And for 5 mana, that's actually pretty good. But it does crew 6, and then other artifact creatures you control get +2/+2. Okay. Return up to 1 target artifact card from your graveyard. Nice. And it's been a while since I have looked at binary. So if you guys know what that says, those 3 letter or 4 letters, let me know. But yeah, that's cool. Another mythic. I got Mimoplasm Revered One. Interesting. Okay, so as it enters, exile up to X creature cards from your graveyard. It enters with 3 +1/+1 cards on it for each creature. Ooh, that's interesting. Comes a copy of target creature card exiled with it, except it's 0/0 and has this ability. Wait, so for 2 mana, comes a copy of target creature card exiled with it, except I don't know how that works, but interesting. I like the first part really well. Vinwixt? Hopefully I said that right. Verbose Host. Start your engines. Okay, you have no maximum hand size. That's really cool. I don't think I have any cards that have that, so that's nice to have. If you would draw a card, draw 2 cards instead. Interesting. That is cool. I like the art also, but that's good to have. Prophet of the Scarab. Okay. This has a different like emblem on it. I don't know if that means it's a special guest one. Not 100% sure. When this creature enters, draw cards equal to the number of zombies. Okay, so this would also be good for the zombie deck. Nice. Monument to Endurance, foil. I actually have this card. I don't think I have it in foil, but this is a great card to get if you're going to get any from Aetherdrift. It's like this and Aether Spark. Clamorous Ironclad. Very cool. All right, well, that does it for the second pack. I guess we did the pack trick wrong, I guess, but that's fine. We're not in a rush. I think there's 12 packs in the full thing. So I'll try to speed it up a little bit more for you guys. All right. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll try 8. Maybe it was 8 and we just messed up. Okay, so it is 8. Forest. Tyrox Sarid Tyrant. Hour of Victory. Tune-Up. Gibberick Omnivore. Swiftwing Assailant. Blossoming Sands. Glitch Ghost Surveyor. Thopter. Okay. So all these cards, like I'll try going a little bit like slow rolling only the ones that are like full arts, I guess. But if you are interested in all the other cards, I could make another video just going more in detail on all the other cards that I maybe didn't go slow roll with. Ooh, Gaunty Knight Minister. That's a cool art. Look at that. When a player casts a spell they don't own, that a player create. Is that English? When a player casts a spell they don't own, that player creates a treasure token. Okay, that's what it means. I don't know how that would work exactly. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, its controller looks at the top card of that opponent's library and exiles it face down. Okay, so that's what it means. Gotcha. Far Fortune End Boss. Start your engines. Like it says, for this card, If you read the card, you understand the card. Alright, so whenever you attack, Far Fortune deals 1 damage to each opponent, max speed. If a source you control would deal damage to an opponent or permanent and opponent controls, it deals that much damage +1. Okay, interesting. That's such a funny art. What is it? District Mascot. This creature enters with a +1/+1 counter on it. Remove 2 +1/+1 counters from this creature. Destroy target artifact. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Interesting. That could be good for like my counter deck, because my counter deck is blue-red, or no, blue-green. So that could be good. Territorial Aether Kite. Cat Dragon. Flying haste. When this creature enters, you get 2, I think those are charge counters. Then you may pay 1 or more charge counters. When you do, this creature deals that much damage to each other creature. Interesting. Oh, District Mascot. Regular art. Nice. Detention Chariot. When this vehicle enters, exile target artifact or creature an opponent controls until this. Okay, so that's nice. Ripclaw Wrangler. Ooh, that's cool art. Alright, when this vehicle enters, each opponent discards a card. Okay, so it's like the, I think it's like Rat Burglar, I want to say is the name of the card. It was from Foundations. Essentially, it was like 2 mana cost, and whenever it entered, each opponent discards a card. So that's very similar to how that works. So that's interesting. I think that's the name of it. I might be mistaking the actual full name, but it's like it was like a 2 cost. It was like 1 black and 1 colorless mana cost. So, but similar kind of function. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think. Yes. Also, these are collector boosters, but we're not going to find any of the gold cards, I believe, that are in Aetherdrift, because those are only in, they're only in, like, the special packs, so, yeah. Gallon Strike, Lightning Strike, Silken Strength, Ride's End, Spin Out. Now we got Thopter, Servo, Mindspring Merfolk. Okay, exhaust is, so you draw X cards, put a +1/+1 counter on each Merfolk creature you control. Okay, so that could go with the maximum hand size. Interesting. Have those two, you could basically mill yourself out, or you could draw yourself out within a turn. Regal Imperiosaur. Other dinosaurs you control get +1/+1. Nice. Ooh, we got Sunbillow Verge. That's awesome. Look at that. That is so cool. I think these lands actually are like more one of the like chase cards. Now, I don't know how expensive everything is in all this, but I think these like dual lands are considered like the chase, like the borderless ones. So that's very cool. Pia Nalar Chief Mechanic, Human Artificer. So whenever one or more artifact creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you get 2, okay, so energy counters, so that's what it is. Not charge counters, my bad. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay 1 or more energy counters. If you do, create an XX colorless vehicle artifact token named Nalar Aetherjet with flying and crew 2, where X is the amount of energy counters spent this way. Okay, interesting. Redshift Rocketeer Chief. Vigilance, add X mana. of any one color, where X is redshifts power. Okay. And it's only to activate abilities. Nice. And then, wow, look at that exhaust. 1 green, 1 red, 10 colorless. Wow. Okay. Put any number of permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Interesting. Yeah, that's a very late game exhaust ability, but it could work. Ranger's Refueler. When you activate an exhaust ability, draw a card. Okay, so this vehicle becomes an artifact creature. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. Okay, interesting. So you don't have to crew it anymore, essentially. Rocketeer Boost Buggy. When it enters, or when it attacks, create a treasure token. That's actually pretty good. This vehicle becomes an artifact. Oh, so same thing. Okay, nice. Very nice. So I think the land was probably the big hit out of that pack. I think. I don't know. There might be something that has more value. I just don't know. I'll probably be checking all that stuff later on my own time. Yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to do more videos, just pack openings. But also, I think it's just to get me back into the swing of things. I did the pack trick wrong. There we go. You guys know what the last card is now. We got Swamp, Autoarch, Mammoth, Solorna, Coral Tyrant, Sundial, Dawn Tyrant. I have this normally, but this is the foil. That's cool. Because there's, that's a good thing to also say, is like, there's these cards where it's just legendary artifact creatures, but there's no activated abilities or anything like that. So these are cool. Camera Launcher. Interesting. Goblin Surveyor. Guidelight Optimizer. Leonin Surveyor. We got Pilot. Gastal Thrill Roller. Trample Haste. Enters, it becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. Very cool. For the bottom, discard a card. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay. With a finality counter on it. Ooh, interesting. We got a Mythic. Hazoret God Seeker. Indestructible and Haste. Wow. Okay. Target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. Interesting. Huh. That's actually kind of interesting. Hazoret can't attack or block unless you have max speed. Oh, see, that's where it can... Okay. That makes a little bit more sense why it's like that. Okay. We got another Gastral Thrill Roller. Non-foil. We got a Cursed Dunyard. Land. Nice. Regenerate target Shade, Skeleton, Spectre, Spirit, Vampire, Wraith, or Zombie. Nice. I got a few decks I could use that in, actually. Possession Engine. Okay. Gain control of target creature. Okay. Nice. Ooh. Boosted Sloop. Foil. Menace. Whenever you attack, draw a card, then discard a card. Okay. And then, obviously, this one. Alright. Very nice. Also, yeah, if you guys are enjoying this, like these kind of videos, like all these collector stuff, far and in between. I'll try to do some when I can, but it's costly. That's unfortunately the downside of it. So I will try to do as best I can to get as much content for you guys when I can, but I thought this would be fun, so, and so far I'm having a fun time with it, so there's that. All right, so we did the pack trick right. Mountain, Boosted Sloop, Dracosaur Auxiliary, Amonkhet Raceway. Nice. Godlike Matrix. Run Over. Deathless Pilot. Bounce Off. We got a Thopter. Culloden Triumph Caster. I actually have this card. Not the foil though, so that is technically a new card. We got Explosive Getaway. Exile up to one target artifact or creature. Battlefield. Beginning of your next end step. Deals 4 damage to each creature. Okay, nice. Samut, the Driving Force Borderless. First Strike Vigilance Haste. Start your entrance. Other creatures you control, you have +X/+0, where X is your speed. Oh, I actually have this card. But that's cool that it's the full art, or not the full art, the borderless. Honestly, the borderless is really sick. Yeah, that's awesome. I might actually, because this is a commander deck I have, and this is the commander, I might replace it now with that. That's cool. Nissa, World Soul Speaker. Landfall, whenever, okay, so you get charge or energy counters, nice. Whenever you pay 8, rather than pay the mana cost for permanent spells you cast. Okay, so you may pay 8 and then that replaces. Okay, then, interesting. Dragonautics Engineer. Exhaust. Oh, so it has 2 exhaust abilities. Nice. Carrying Cruiser. Nice. And then another Clamorous Ironclad. Okay. Very nice. Oh, we do get a box topper. I did not realize. So I think these are the gold cards, if you guys were wondering. I guess we'll save this for the end, because I did not realize that was in this pack. Or in the box. So we'll save that on the side, but that'll be the very end. Yeah. Like I said, this is my first time opening collector booster packs, or just the box in general, so. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Island. Rangers Aether Hive. Pit Automaton, Aether Siphon, Burn a Rocket, Avishkar Raceway, Light Shield Parry, Nimble Thopterist. We got Vehicle. Ooh, Land, Wastewood Verge. Very cool. Darnetti Rocketeer Engineer. So it's equal to the Grace Man. Okay, nice. Cryptcrawler Chariot. Nice. On Wings of Gold. So another zombie related thing. Bulwark Ox. Interesting. Thundering Brood Wagon. I actually have this card as well, but not in the foil. And then we have Marshall's Path Cruiser. Oh, so that's like if you have a 5-colored mana or a 5-color commander deck. Nice. I do not have that, unfortunately. Not yet. I do have a card coming in that will be a 5-color commander deck, but not at the moment. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Leia, I think I talked about earlier, is that right now it's Final Fantasy stuff, so it's kind of hard to find it. Plus, it's unfortunately kind of expensive. Like a lot of the collector stuff is going for, I think it's like what I've seen is like 700. which is kind of ridiculous, but a lot of people like Final Fantasy, so I guess, hey, I get it. That being said, I've never played Final Fantasy, so I don't have that same attachment. But, ooh, Dinosaur Dragon. But yeah, so, Afterburner Expert. Okay. Captain Holler Sea Scourge. Shark Pirate, Ward 2, pay 2 life. When you discard one or more cards, target creature gets +2/+0. Okay, interesting. Skyseer Chariot. This vehicle enters, choose a non-land card name. Activate abilities of sources with the chosen name cost 2 less to activate. Okay, interesting. Lost Monarch of Ifnir. Zombie Noble. Art Afflict 3. I don't know what Afflict does, so that's another one of those like magic things that I would have to look into. But if you know it, put it in the comments. Educate me. So Afflict 3, interesting. Beginning of your second main phase, if a player was dealt combat damage by a zombie this turn, mill 3 cards, then you may return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. Demonic Junker. Affinity for artifacts. I don't know why they didn't put Afflict, like, because in here they have like, oh, here's what Affinity for Artifacts is. They could have done something right there for like the Afflict 3, but oh well, I'll have to look it up, I guess. Earth Rumbler. Yep. Each exile an artifact or creature card from your graveyard. Comes an artifact creature till end of turn. Nice. Dune Drifter. When this vehicle enters, return target artifact or creature card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay, interesting. So you get like an artifact creature, or you get a vehicle, but you can also get a creature depending on how much mana you spend. I think the big hit that at least I know of is the Aether Spark. Will we get it? I don't know. We did get the Monument of something. Paradise? I think that was the card. It's been a while. So that was a good hit to get, but at least from what I know of Aetherdrift, but we'll see what else we can get. Rover Blades, Gastel Raider, End Rider Catalyzer, Keen Buccaneer, Grim Javelinier, Dismal Backwater, Land. Cool art. Yeah. Pilot. Ooh. This is the, so we got Chandra, Spark Hunter. Is this the, I don't think it's the like crazy foil. It's like spark foil or something, but that's cool. Very cool about that. I think that might be like a big hit for the pack, but we'll see. We'll see what else we can get. We got March of the World Ooze. Creatures you control have base power and toughness 6/6. And are oozes in addition to their other types. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if it's not their turn, you create a 3/3 green elephant creature token. That is interesting, because essentially you create a 3/3 elephant creature token, and then it becomes a 6/6 ooze. That's very cool. Debris Beetle. Trample enters, each opponent loses 3 life, you gain 3 life. Okay. Aetherdrift Amplifier. Okay, so you can add 1 mana. Nice little ramp thing to do. Choose 1. Activate only as a sorcery. Double the number of each kind of counter on target permanent. Double the number of each kind of counter you have. Ooh, that is interesting. That's interesting. Oh, hey, there's Valdez Flagship. Foil this time, but non-borderless. Nice. Ripclaw Wrangler. Nice. And another Veloheart bike. All right. But yeah, I think I've said it in past videos, like, I definitely said it when I was opening Tarkir, is that I don't mind getting duplicates, because if I get like more than one duplicate, it just means I can trade with a friend. Which that's essentially, this is technically, Magic the Gathering is technically considered a trading card game. So you trade cards with people you know or people you don't know, and you get more cards to make more commander decks or standard decks or whatever format you play. We got Ooze Patrol, Wild Roads, Land. That's cool. I like the dragon that's right there. Trade the Helm, Wreck Remover, Stampeding Scurryfoot, nice. Howler's Heavy, Grim Bauble, Thopter. We got Possession Engine. When this vehicle enters, gain control of target. Okay, so didn't we already see this one? But this is the borderless now. That's cool. Oh, yep, Spectacular Pile Up. I have this one. Yeah, this is a board wipe, essentially. All creatures and vehicles lose indestructible till end of turn, then destroy all creatures and vehicles. It's a board wipe. So, yeah, this one. It's great to have another one of these. Thopter Fabricator. So you draw your second card. Okay, so you make, yeah, I think we saw this one earlier, but the non-borderless. Wizened Mentor. Yep, I have this one. Activates an ability of a permanent that isn't a mana ability. You create a 1/1. So that's essentially what it does. Only triggers once each turn. Okay, we have another Regal Imperiosaur, except this one has text this time. Why didn't the other one have text? Actually, that's interesting. I don't think it had text. I'll have to go back, because I feel like that it just had this and it was like right there, but I don't know why this one has text now. That's interesting. Maybe it's a printing error, but I don't think that would be it, so I'll have to go back. Burn a Rocket, nice. And Detention Chariot. Very cool. Very, very cool. We got 2 packs left. Also, there are 15 cards. I guess I did not see that right there. I'm sure you guys saw it, but I did not until just now. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so we've got a land or forest, Fanguardian, Thundering Broodwagon, Sheffer Archfiend, Prowcatcher Specialist, Venomsac Lagak, Interface Ace, hopefully I'm saying these right, Rugged Highlands. Cool art. I always like to look at all the lands. Pilot, Bloom Mobile, enters, add 4 mana of any one color, spend this mana only to activate abilities. Okay. Regular, so another one of these. So this could be a good trading one to have. Bloodghast. That is a B, right? Yeah, it's Bloodghast. This creature can't block. Okay. Has haste as long as an opponent has 10 or less life. Interesting. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, you may return this card from your graveyard. Okay, so that's interesting. So even if it's in your graveyard, it still has the landfall ability. Nice. Adaptive Omni Tool. I do have this one. It's a nice card. Debris Beetle. So the regular art this time. Broadcast Rambler. Okay. And another boosted sloop. Very nice. Alright. One final pack left to go. But yeah, hope you guys are enjoying this. I do enjoy making like these kind of pack openings. I might actually make some videos that are my commander decks, since maybe that will, because I kind of want to hold off on buying anything for a little bit. So I might make some more like videos that are my commander decks and go from there. So hopefully you guys would like to see that on like what I've made so far. But yeah, so we got an island, Marauding Mako, Veteran Beast Rider, Intimidation Tactics, Veloheart Bike, Wreckage Wicker Folk, Voyager Quick Welder, Midnight Mangler. So we got Zombie Token, nice. We got Sab Sunin Lux Embodied. So Reach, Trample, Indestructible. I do know what this card is actually. I played it in Arena, or played against it in Arena. So it can't attack or block if it has an even number of counters on it, unless it has an even number of counters on it. At the beginning of your first main phase, put a +1/+1 counter on it. If it has an odd number of counters on it, draw 2 cards. So it's very interesting how that works. So essentially when it has odd numbers, you can draw 2 cards, but you can't attack or block with it. And then when it has even numbers, you can. And 0 is even. So it's a 6/6 also. So I might actually want to put that in a deck of mine. And then Market Back Walker. I play this card in Arena, or play with this card in Arena. So yeah, essentially this creature enters with X +1/+1 counters on it, and the way it works is essentially you have to spend 2 mana that you get 1/1. So you have to spend 2 mana for just a 1/+1/+1 counter. So essentially you have to spend double the amount of mana for half the power. That's the best way to put it. But with 4 mana, you can put another additional +1/+1 counter on it, and then when it dies, you draw cards equal to the amount of power it has. So it's actually very good for a ramp, or if you're like late game, you just need cards. You block with this, it dies, you get like 3 or 4 cards possibly. So it's very nice. Perilous Snare. Start your engines when it enters. Exile target non-land permanent. Opponent controls till. Okay, so very similar to that. Max speed. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature or vehicle. Nice. Pima Trailblazer. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to the player. Okay, so we create energy. Pay 6. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on this creature. Then draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. Nice. Ooh, Mythic. Ketramos, the New Dawn. Menace, Lifelink, Indestructible. Can't attack or block unless there are 7 or more cards in exile. Whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile from your graveyard and or the battlefield during your turn, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Interesting. Midnight Mangler. During turns other than yours, this vehicle is an artifact creature. Okay. And then we got one is a foil, one is a non-foil, essentially. That's funny. All right, well, that does it for all the collector stuff. Now we finally have this box topper, which I think is only 1 card is in here, I would assume. Looks like there's a little way to open it, so that is nice. Actually, there might be 2. And I think these are the gold ones. So let's see what gold cards we got. Try not to spoil any of them for you guys. Also try not to wreck them. All right. Now, what did we get? We got a swamp. I think I already have one of these, but hey, more is perfectly fine. And Skyseer Chariot. Okay. So, flying as this vehicle enters, choose a nominate card name. Okay, so it's one same thing. But yeah, there is what the card looks like. All right. Well, I would consider this a good amount of cards. Put all that right there. But yeah, there's the amount of cards that you will get from a Aetherdrift collector booster pack or booster box. So plenty of good hits. We did not get any of the we did not get an Aether Spark, so that was unfortunate, but we got plenty of other good cards within it. We got some lands that are very cool. We got plenty of cards that I may actually put into some decks that I have, or there are some cards that I may even trade with some friends for some other cards that maybe I don't have. Who knows? But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I will try to do more of them when I can in the future. We'll see. But yeah, with all that being said and done, thanks everyone for coming by, tune in for this pack opening. If you enjoy the content, feel free to give a like. Subscribe if you are new, comment on anything from the video. It's always appreciated, and I will see you all in the next video. All right, see you everyone.